Good morning. Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. Hopefully it's off to a good start as we hit this 6 o'clock hour. Meteorologist Tracy Bean been breaking down the forecast, has more for you. And now Ashley King is in the house to break down your traffic. Hopefully looking okay at this 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Nothing going on
yet?
yet?
Yeah, pretty quiet. We're starting to
Love it.
finally see a little sunrise out there too. I'm just happy we can see it. We had so many clouds yesterday. We weren't able to get that little sunrise shot that we needed. You know, we like to find those. We do. So it's the good part about getting up in the middle of the night to start work. I mean,
Well, you two are the sunshine in our days.
we try to be.
Look at that. Karen's throwing out the compliment early this morning. I like it.
You are.
Well, we do have some clouds lingering again today and a bit breezy with those gusts 20 to 25. Ashley shot's going to show being a little bit lighter out there, but we are seeing a bit of fog here and there. Not terrible, but 5-6 miles in a few areas. As far as those temperatures go, we are at 65 here in central Arkansas. We are seeing some areas that are already starting to bump up into those 70s, and they may cool down just a little bit as closer we get to sunrise. The highs will be in the low to mid 80s, and we've got those 70s there in northwest Arkansas. They will continue to see some rain chances push through. High pressure keeping a lot of that rain out of our area, unfortunately, and they've been getting what's been left over from Texas and Oklahoma, and they've had several rounds of it. Oklahoma last night was busy. It was a dangerous night for sure. Continuing to watch those rain chances in our area overnight tonight after you head to bed, and we're going to get some storms rolling through. Not expecting those to be severe, but again, always a good idea to make sure you've got those watches and warnings on the THV 11 app that we sent to you. So overall, not going to be seeing a lot of severe weather. That's going to stay focused to northwest Arkansas, but make sure you're staying weather aware for the next couple of days.
We begin this hour with an update this morning. The city of Little Rock is now moving forward with a proposed citywide weekend curfew for anyone under the age of 18. The decision follows a recent shooting in the River Market that left one person injured. City leaders unanimously approved the curfew during a special meeting on Tuesday night. Mayor Frank Scott Jr. says the plan was meant for summer, but recent incidents pushed the city to put it in place sooner. And many community members say they see it as a step forward to improve safety.
I think that is a very good idea because as a parent, I feel like all parents should know where their children are.
I think it's very important to make sure our young adults and our teens are growing up in safe areas and they're staying true to the law. And so I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Again, starting this Friday, anyone under 18 must be off the streets between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. on weekends unless they are with a parent, working, or leaving an approved event.
And in another update this morning, there is relief for patients covered by the nation's largest health insurer. White River Health and United Healthcare have reached a new agreement to keep the Batesville Hospital in network. The decision comes after negotiations broke down last month, forcing some patients to pay expensive out-of-pocket costs for care. The new 2-year agreement renews commercial plans and extends coverage for Medicare Advantage patients through the end of this year. Hospital leaders say any costs patients faced after the previous contract expired will still be honored at in-network rates. The CEO of White River calls the extension a short-term fix, but he says it provides stability and gives patients more time to make informed decisions ahead of open enrollment this fall. It also follows similar contract disputes involving United Healthcare and other hospital systems in recent years before separate agreements were eventually reached. Developing now, President Trump once again is saying the war with Iran could be nearing an end, with another round of direct negotiations possibly starting in the next couple of days. Vice President J.D. Vance says one of the biggest sticking points is Iran's nuclear program, with U.S. negotiators pushing for a 20-year halt on uranium enrichment, while Iran is reportedly offering only 5 years. Meanwhile, the U.S. military continues its blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a move aimed at pressuring Iran, but also driving gas prices higher here at home.
We have a pricing problem. If this goes on longer, there could be a supply problem. There could be places where people can't get the products they need, and we worry a lot about that.
Energy companies like Chevron say they're working to bring in crude oil, more of it, to ease supply concerns as officials urge Americans to conserve fuel while talks continue. Amid the war with Iran, there is a renewed push to block any possibility of the strict Islamic legal system known as Sharia law from taking hold in the U.S.
Supporters say in some countries that system can include harsh penalties, and now lawmakers at the state capitol are considering a proposal aimed at preventing it here. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky takes a closer look at what's in the measure and who it could impact.
It's being called a move to block Sharia law, but the fine print focuses on property ownership and court jurisdiction. State lawmakers are taking to Facebook about an alleged Islamic Center compound in Arkansas. The Islamic Center of Little Rock says in 2010 a group of African American Muslims wanted to start a community, but there was not enough support and it never came to fruition. Now state lawmakers are bringing up the idea of an Islamic compound again, 16 years later. Reverend Patricia Matthews with the Interfaith Center says the rhetoric surrounding it is fueling fear.
There's not a problem that the law is going to fix because nobody's asking for any more federal or state laws than what we already have.
The Islamic Center of Little Rock made it clear to me that they're not asking for any state or federal law changes and are not interested in any real estate projects. The proposed bill would regulate how groups own residential property, require disputes be handled in U.S. courts only, target business-owned housing arrangements, and could block or pause certain developments. Matthew says freedom of religion is vital and we should all support each other.
Those are your doctors at UAMS, right? Those are your nurses. Those are people teaching your kids at school. These are professional, wonderful human beings. And so we can first train ourselves to think about each other as human beings still, and not as some monolithic group that we don't understand, that we might be scared of.
In Little Rock, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
There are 5 co-sponsors backing companion bills filed in both the House and the Senate. Now, so far, none of those lawmakers have responded to requests for a comment, and because this is a fiscal session, the proposals will need support from 2/3 of both chambers just to be considered, since they are not appropriation bills. Also, tax day, it is here, and if you haven't filed yet, time is running out, but there is still a window to get it done. The deadline to file or pay without penalty is midnight tonight, and even though nearly 950,000 returns are already in, state officials say about 500,000 people still need to file. Experts recommend double-checking your math, signing every required page, and confirming your banking information so your refund is not delayed. Also, warning filers out there to be aware of those tax scams.
Please know that the state is not going to text you and threaten your refund. We're not going to text you and threaten, if you don't do this, we're taking your refund away. But the scammers are getting good at this.
The biggest mistake I see is the one where people leave off money thinking the IRS is going to send you more cash later, and that's not how it works. If you leave off a deduction, if you leave off a credit, if you leave off a benefit, it stays off forever.
They also warn new tax law changes and life events like side hustles or caregiving can make returns more complicated, but some taxpayers could see larger refunds this year tied to President Trump's tax package.
Now let's check in with meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast to help you plan your Wednesday.
Well, it's very similar to what we've had the last couple of days, but we are seeing some changes coming for Central Arkansas. Cloudy skies out there right now, but we do have some beautiful sunrises here and there. Ashley's going to show you. Looking for that wind out of the southwest. Once again, a bit breezy, 20 to 25, and a little bit more sunshine again this afternoon. That high will be in the low 80s as we are looking at your Thursday. We're going to start to see some of those storms rolling through Central Arkansas in the overnight hours, say 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And hopefully we will get these out of here before the commute really starts tomorrow morning, but we're going to start to see those temperatures just a little bit lower. Make sure you are staying weather aware for the next couple of days. That potential for severe weather is there, mostly in northwest Arkansas, but it's going to get a little loud as we're heading into the overnight hours. Ashley?
A
Thank you, Tracy. We're not seeing anything really going on the roads right now, except for a beautiful sunrise here over the 430 River Bridge. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And Tracy, I did think of you yesterday afternoon. The sun finally peaked out late in the afternoon. Like you said it would. So we did get a little bit of sunshine.
It took its sweet time,
It did
that's
take
for
its
sure.
time. Hopefully you don't have to take your time if you're getting out this morning. You can get to where you need to be pretty quickly. As far as our traffic map goes, it looks like things are rolling along pretty good. We don't have any issues on our roads just yet. We'll check it again coming up.